Okay, so this leads us to this question from Mike in Maryland. Hey, Mary Kay, do you think Coach Stefanski will utilize Deshaun Watson's talents in the same manner as the Eagles do with Jalen Hurts?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do, especially when you know that a team just got to the Super Bowl and almost won it with a quarterback who has a skill set like your quarterback. It's a copycat league. Yes, they're going to look at things that Patrick did. They're going to look at the successful things that Jalen Hurts did. There is crossover, and you can see that there are some apples to apples comparisons there. And I think that, if I'm Kevin Stefanski today, he's probably up on that whiteboard just having a field day, right? I mean, they need to be like getting excited about the possibilities and what they can do. I mean, hopefully Deshaun did the same. Hopefully Deshaun, I'm sure he did. I'm sure Deshaun watched that game and thought, I've got that. I've got this. I can do this. We are going to do this. The other thing that needs to happen is, like I mentioned before, a guy like David Ajoku, he's got to step it up. I mean, okay, you've got the money, you've got the talent, you've got everything that you need now, and you have to be there. You got to take your game up one notch, and you have to be, all right, we don't necessarily expect you to be a first ballot Hall of Famer on every down like Travis Kelce is, but now it's time for David. There should be nothing standing in his way. He needs to pick up his game a little bit more and live up to his first round status and live up to his yearly nice salary. So, if you want to have an offense like that, you need to have a tight end that is just dynamite. And I think he can be that. I've been saying that for a long time. I think he can be that. Now it's time for him to just go out and dominate. He needs to go out and dominate. I mean, he's physically got it. The one thing that I think that I see in like a Travis Kelce, and a lot of this is scheming him open like that. But he gets open, like freakishly open, right? I mean, you look out there and it's like, how the heck did that happen? Part of it is his own talent and ability for doing that. And part of it is the brilliant offensive schematics, right? Like you've got to be able to try to somehow scheme him open where it looks like he's running one route and then all of a sudden he's doing something completely different or whatever the case may be. Get the mismatches, however you can get them. But that's got to be something that happens next year. David Ajoku needs to be Deshaun Watson's Travis Kelce to the extent that he can be.
Yeah, I mean, that Kelce, Cooper Kupp, all these guys, and this is one of the things I've said about, a guy like Ajoku and why I don't like comparing him to those guys. Like, there are just guys who they're just open constantly, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you think the Eagles didn't spend the last 2 weeks and even longer just trying to figure out how do we make sure Travis Kelce isn't open, they were doing it, and it doesn't matter. The guy just gets open and he catches the football. Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp was the same way last year, and there's just certain guys like that who it's like, it doesn't matter how many sleepless nights and how many hours you spend, the guy's just he's gonna get open. And you meant it's not just Kelce, it's the scheme, it's everything. Going back to the Hurts-Watson comparison, I really do think there's more there in the quarterback run game for the Browns, and it's not going to look like quite the same necessarily because Hurts is going to run the ball more. He had, I'm looking it up here, 165 rushing attempts this season. Deshaun Watson has never had over 100 rushing attempts. And I don't think the Browns want him to rush the ball 100 times or 150 times, but there's something there in that quarterback run game. If it's 6 runs, 8 runs, whatever it is every game, if you can figure out a way to kind of utilize that and maximize that, it can be really dangerous. And I'm not talking about scrambles, I'm talking, let's say there's 7 designed runs a game. Yeah. There's something interesting there to unlock.
Yes, I think so. And I think they will. I think that now that they have time to dig in and, and sort of like unpack this all and put it back together in a way that will best showcase Deshaun Watson's talents, I think you will see more of those designed runs. And I think they will look at more of Jalen Hurts' film. I think it was such an amazing year for him that I think they will look to the kinds of things that he did, the amount of times that he ran, the RPOs that he ran. I think they will use him as, a little bit of a comparison, a little bit of a blueprint for how they want to do things with Deshaun Watson. And that's fine. They should take